welcome to another flow with me. My name is Lillian. For those who don't know me yet, I'm super happy and grateful that you decided to join me on the mat today. And today's flow is inspired by our feet. So make sure that you're barefoot today because we're gonna need to move with every single one of our toes. And you might wonder why a whole flow focus on the feet. So in our everyday today life, we tend to walk in shoes, we tend to sit a lot. We don't really use our feet in the way that they were created or that we used to, let's say it like that. We tend to neglect our feet a little bit, the muscles, all the different joints, the mobility that it actually has. So we're gonna try to focus a little bit more on that today, to just give a little bit more appreciation towards those amazing parts of our human body that help us to not just stand but walk and jump and run and do all the things that we love. With that said, why do we need to focus on the feet? One more thing that I wanted to share is so our feet are actually connected. Of course, they're connected to our body, but they have a lot more importance than we might think, because they don't only give us the grounding, the stability to stand, but they're very much connected to the back of our whole body. So some of you might also know, like, some of the fascia and some of the tendons that are like located on the sole of the feet are also connected to some of our inner organs. And by keeping everything flexible in our feet and keeping everything moving down there, we allow the whole energy in the body to move more freely. We allow less tension to build up. And also, since we're standing on our feet a lot of times, our whole alignment of the whole body is basically dependent on how we use our feet. So if we don't really stand on our feet properly, if we don't really use our muscles to shift our weight back and forth from time to time, we might notice that certain parts of our bodies are imbalanced. Our knees, our hip, our lower back might hurt, and with that even the shoulders. Just trying to realize that there is this whole system that is dependent on every single part of our body, and today we're going to focus on the feet to make sure that the base is there. And I've been talking a lot, so we're going to start in a seated position. You can come into a comfortable seat where you can feel the seating bones on the ground. You can relax your shoulders down, release your hands over your thighs, and just start to take a couple of brief breaths here. Start to arrive in the present moment. Focusing on that breath, letting go of any thoughts that might still linger in your head right now. Taking this time today to tune in with ourselves. Taking this time as our personal care. Checking in with ourselves, checking in with our bodies. Maybe even asking, how am I feeling today? How is my body feeling today? How are my feet feeling today? Giving a little bit of attention to the soles of your feet, the top of your feet, every single one of your toes, just tuning in, seeing if you can feel anything in that area today. Maybe you've already done a lot of walking, or maybe you wore some uncomfortable shoes, or maybe you've been walking around barefoot all day. Just try to feel anything that you can feel right now in that area of our feet. On your next inhale, slowly reach both arms up towards the sky. Exhale, take your hands down in front of the heart. Deep inhale, reaching the arms up. And exhale. One more time to start this session. Deep inhale, we reach up, we lengthen that spine, we create space. And exhale, releasing down, taking our hands in front of us. From here, we're going to release our left hand down onto the ground, right arm reaches up. We're going to come into a little side twist here, side bend. Opening up the right side of the body, maybe even looking up towards the ceiling. Slow breath here. Exhale, rounding the spine, trying to take the chest down towards that thigh. And breathe into that space that's created in the back now. Slow breath here. Deep breath. Slowly coming all the way back to center, coming towards the other side. Right hand reaches down, left hand up and over. Maybe even looking up towards that ceiling, trying to keep both seating bones on the ground here, feeling that length, that space that's created. And exhale, round that spine. Come with your chest towards the thigh. Slow breath here. All the way back to center. From here, we're gonna slowly take our right foot into our hands. You can keep your knee bent, you can extend the leg, just go as far as you want. And from here, we're just gonna first actually grab the ankles and just make big circles with our ankles, with our feet here. First in one direction. You can go as fast or as slow as you like. Just try to make it conscious, try to be aware, to really use a full range of motion here and change direction. Slowly release. Grab hold of the soles of your feet if you can. And from here, we're slowly going to push against our hands, and then we're going to flex our foot just a couple of times with a little bit of resistance from the hands. Really waking up the feet a little bit. One more time. From here, taking that left hand towards the outside of the right foot and slowly come into your twist here. Taking a deep inhale, trying to lengthen that spine, imagining a thread pulling yourself up. With your exhale, trying to deepen that twist a little bit more, maybe even looking towards the back of the mat. Slowly coming all the way back to center, releasing that foot down towards the ground. Then come towards the other side, left foot. We grab our ankle, start our circles. Really feeling that range of motion, maybe feeling a difference from the left side to the right side. And remembering that there is no judgment here. It's only observing, acknowledging the state that we are in today. Changing directions here if you haven't already. And slowly holding on to the outside of our feet here, coming into our movement of flexing and pushing against our hands. Really feeling how the ankles are slowly warmed up. Feeling the fingers at the bottom of your sole here. Might even feel like a small massage. Finding stillness, and then take your right hand towards the outer edge of that left foot. Coming into our twist here. With every inhale we lengthen. With every exhale we twist a little bit deeper. Slowly come all the way back to center. Cross both legs in front of you and slowly transition into all fours. We're gonna warm up our spine a little bit more with a simple cat and cow stretch on your next inhale. Let the belly sink down, look up. Exhale, round the spine. Deep inhale, we look up. And exhale, we tuck the tailbone in, looking towards the belly button. Deep inhale, we come up. And exhale, try to really feel every single vertebra moving here. Last time. Slowly find your way back to stillness. And start to tuck your toes here a little bit. Maybe move a little bit back and forth. Playing with a little bit more weight on those toes, feeling that stretch. We're going to come into our cat and cow once again, but this time we're going to come into our bear stance first. So we're going to keep the toes tucked, lift the knees off the ground, and then slowly try and move the spine from this position. It's a little bit more strength involved here, a little bit more balance. Move with your own breath in your own time. 2 more times. And find your way back to stillness. Lift the back up and come into your first downward facing dog, reaching the tailbone up towards the sky. Maybe moving the hips a little bit here, moving the feet. Finding length in the spine. Push both hands strong into the ground, both feet strong into the ground. Really trying to create that triangle shape with your tailbone reaching up. Opening up the shoulder. Allowing the chest to sink down a little bit while keeping the ribs engaged. Find your way to stillness. On your next inhale, start to round the spine, come into plank pose. And in this plank pose, we're going to stay. We're slowly going to shift back and forth a little bit to feel that movement on the toes. If you want to, you can even go a little bit further by flipping the toes and coming back and forth. Really allowing them to move. One more time. And slowly come all the way back. Down dog. Take one deep breath here. Deep inhale through the nose. Deep exhale through the nose. Reach the right leg up towards the sky and step in between both hands, releasing the back knee down towards the ground, low lunge. Deep inhale, we reach up. We stay here, we pull the right hip towards the back, we find that opening in the front of our body, in the left hip flexor. Next exhale, reaching both hands down towards the ground, push the hips back and flex that foot. We're going to play here once again with pointing and flexing the feet. Feeling the difference in the back of your leg. Feeling that connection of the feet to the back of our body. Last time. Slowly come all the way back here. Tuck the back toe, come all the way up, high lunge. Slow breath here, find your alignment, pull the right hip towards the back. Find that stability, that strength, feel your feet working in the ground here. Creating that tension, creating that stability. Next exhale, release the left hand down towards the ground, right arm reaches up, easy twist. Deep breath here, slow breath. And from here, we're gonna take that right foot in front of us. I'm just gonna turn around so you see a little bit better. So the foot is right in front of our hip. We're gonna take a deep inhale here. On our exhale, we're gonna release our hips down towards the ground. Inhale, we reach up. Exhale, we release. Finding that length in the left side of the body, feeling the weight. You can even come onto your tippy toes on that right foot if you like. In the side of your left foot and on the ball of your right foot. Last time we're up, we're gonna stay up. Engage the side of your core here. Lift the hip up. And exhale, step back. Downward facing dog, tailbone reaches up towards the sky. Come all the way into your plank pose. Knees can be low or high. Tuck your elbows close towards you. Chaturanga and cobra. Opening up the front here. Exhale, push back. Downward facing dog. You stay in the down dog. I'm just going to turn around so we're back on the same page here. Left leg reaches up towards the sky. Take that left foot in between both hands. Release the right knee down. Low lunge. Allow the hips to sink down here. Pull the left hip towards the back. Feel that opening. Slow breath here. Deep breath. Next exhale, release both hands down towards the ground. Hips push back. You flex that right foot, half split. We're gonna come into our dynamic stretch again by flexing and pointing that left foot. And really feeling that difference in the back of your left leg with every movement that you make. Maybe even feeling a little bit of a release. And acknowledging that connection of our feet with the back of our legs, with the back of our lower back, of our glutes, of our whole body. Last time. Slowly come all the way back towards the front. Tuck the back toe, lift your back knee off the ground and come into your high lunge. Left hip pulls towards the back. We reach up, we find that length by reaching up with our spine, with our arms, with our fingers towards the sky. Next exhale, release the right hand down towards the ground. Easy twist. We look up. From here, we're gonna take that left foot in front of our hip. We're gonna flip towards the outer edge of the right foot and come into our side plank variation here. Exhale, we release the hip down. Inhale, we come up. Exhale, release down. And inhale, we lift up. Once again, option to also come onto the toes of your left foot. Really feeling the feet working here. Giving our bodies balance. Last time. Slowly release both hands down towards the ground. Step back, down dog. Taking 3 deep breaths here. Allow the heels to sink further down towards the ground. Allow the chest to sink down, keeping that strength and length in the spine. Slow breath here. Deep breath. Slowly round your spine, come all the way to plank position, chaturanga. Deep inhale, up dog. Lift the knees off the mat. And exhale, downward facing dog. 1 deep breath here, slow breath. Next inhale, reach the right leg up towards the sky. Step in between both hands and come all the way up, warrior 1. Back heel is on the ground. We pull the right hip towards the back, 45 degrees with that left foot. Slow breath here. Once again, feeling that stability, that strength from the grounding of our feet. Slow breath here. From here, lifting the back heel off the ground, come back into your high lunge. Exhale, we bow down. Inhale, we come up. Exhale, we bow down. Inhale, we come up. One more time. Come up. Next time we're down, we're going to reach with our arms towards the front here. And then you're slowly going to come into your pyramid stance. You might want to make your stance a little bit closer. You can release the back heel down again. Option to stay here. Option to lift the feet up onto your heel. Really feeling that stretch, feeling the balance. It's quite a balanced pose. Slow breath here. And release all the way back down. Release both hands onto the ground. You can bend your knee. Lift that left leg up. And from here, slowly try to transition onto both of your feet. Come all the way up. Mountain pose, Tadasana. We're just going to check in here. Take a deep breath. And just try to really connect to your feet right now. Feel the grounding. Try to feel every single one of your toes on the ground. And then try to feel that inner arch of the feet and see whether you're actually lifting it up. So I don't know if you can see it, but if I fully relax everything, some of us, me included, might fall inward with our feet. What we want to try to do in Tadasana is imagine a little pull, like a little string on the inside of the feet in the arches to pull us up while keeping all the toes aligned on the ground. Try to really feel that and feel how through that movement, your knees, your thighs, your whole legs become more engaged, more stable, more aligned. So we're going to do this one more time. Really feel into that arch in your feet. And once you're ready, you can slowly shift your weight onto the right leg. Lift the left knee off the mat. Option to just grab the knee here. Make some circles with your foot, with your ankle. An option to try and grab your big toe with the opposite arm, with the right arm. Maybe keeping the knee bent, maybe extending it, maybe staying here, or maybe coming into that twist, similar to the one that we did in the beginning of the class on the ground. Trying to keep that balance and really focus on that standing leg, on that standing foot. See all the muscles that are engaged right now, that are working. Maybe looking back towards the front. Option to release that foot. Come back to standing and slowly find your way down onto the ground. Or option to come into an extra challenge with me and slowly lower down into a seated position with or without help all the way onto the ground. We're going to take our right leg towards the outside here. Deep breath in. Exhale, we bow forward. Maybe grabbing your ankles, your shins. Maybe coming into a bind. Breathing into that length of the lower back, of the left hamstring, the right hip. Slow breath here. Slowly come all the way back to seating and take that right foot, onto your left thigh. And just try to allow yourself to give yourself a little massage here on that sole. Maybe it's just touching, Maybe it's a little rubbing, trying to really activate that sole of your feet, the base of your body. Allow the energy to flow, allow the body to relax. And then take your left hand, all 5 fingers, and try to come in between those toes. Really grab them and just try to move them around a little bit. Might be a little bit difficult, but really try to feel that space that's created in between the toes and the whole upper part of your foot right now. Move it around a little bit. And then relax. Let your foot rest for a second. Just check in, tune in with your foot, see how it feels. And from here, we're going to take our right foot step across, take the left hand down onto the ground. We're going to transition into our side plank. From here again, one time we lower down, one time we come up. We stay up. Option to stay here, option to come into the full side plank here. Really feeling the engagement of your muscles in the core. Exhale, come all the way into plank. Chaturanga. Open up, up dog. Exhale, down dog. 2 deep breaths here. Slow breath. Tuning in with ourselves, finding that balance again. Maybe feeling a difference between the right foot and the left foot. And then slowly making your way to the other side, left leg reaches up. Step in between both hands, come all the way up, warrior 1. Back foot, 45 degrees. Front knee is above our ankle. Pull the left hip towards the back of the mat, reach your arms up. Find that length. On your next exhale, we bow down. Inhale, we come up. Option to lift that back heel off the ground. 2 more times. And next time you're down, maybe adjust your feet a little bit to come a bit closer. Start to lengthen that front leg, reach your arms in front of you. Pyramid stand. Option to stay here. And option to lift your foot off the mat, keeping the heel grounded. Really feeling that pull of the left hip towards the back, feeling that stretch. Last breath here. And exhale, release both hands down onto the ground, transitioning into your standing split and releasing both feet onto the mat, rolling yourself up to standing. Arms come up towards the sky. Exhale, Samastiti. Once again, taking a couple of breaths here to connect with our feet in the mat. Feeling every single one of our toes. Actively lifting that arch up. Feeling how the whole leg starts to engage. And feeling how we become even more centered, more balanced through that movement, through that through that activation of our feet, basically. One more deep breath here. Once you're ready, open your eyes, find a focus point, a drishti point. Start to shift your weight more towards the left foot, reach the right knee up. You can grab your knee, make some circles with that right foot. Option to stay here, or option to take your left fingers towards the right foot. right big toe, maybe keeping the knee bent, maybe extending it. First really feeling how that standing leg, that standing foot is working right now. An option to come into that twist. Feeling how the whole body is working right now with different directions, different tensions, trying to grow long and tall. Looking back towards the front, grabbing both feet, both hands with your foot, other way around, hands grab the foot, that's why. Option to slowly release the foot and come down, or option to slowly and gently come with the extra challenge to come down like this. Release the foot, take the left foot towards the right thigh, reach up, exhale, we bow down. Option to come into your bind here, grabbing your wrist with your hand, or keeping the hands towards the shin, towards the ankle, allowing the body to find length here to release. Last breath here. Slowly come all the way back to seated and take that left foot onto the right thigh, starting to give the sole a little massage here, pressing certain points, maybe staying in a point that hurts a little bit. Option also to take the knuckles and just go up and down here, really promoting that energy flow, that release of tension. And from here, we're going to take our right hand, all 5 fingers, and try to get them in between our toes again. It looks a little bit weird, I know, but it feels amazing. And then slowly coming into that movement. It might hurt a little bit, but really try to be gentle here with yourself, but also allow the toes to be spread, to get that space. Moving in different directions. And slowly release. Just take a moment to check in with that foot. Feel the difference. And slowly cross that foot over. Take your right hand down onto the ground. And start to transition into that side plank variation. Exhale, we release the hip down. Inhale, we lift the hip up. One more time. And from here, option to come into the full side plank here, maybe reaching that left arm up. Really feeling that engagement of the whole right side of the body. Last breath here. And exhale, slowly come all the way to plank position. Chaturanga. Inhale. Urdhva Mukha. Exhale, Adho Mukha. Deep breath here. Slow breath. I'm going to take 3 more breaths in our down dog. Releasing the heels down, finding that length in our spine. Deep inhale through the nose. And if you want, you can sigh it out through the mouth. One more time, deep inhale through the nose. And sigh it out through the mouth. From here, we're slowly going to come onto our knees. Deep inhale, reach both arms up. Exhale, open up the knees wide and come into your child's pose. Feeling the back of, or the top of your feet lengthening here, the pointed toes, allowing your weight to shift onto that heel, allowing to find length in your lower back, really reaching towards the front with the arms. From here, slowly come all the way back onto your knees. And now we're going to tuck the back toes and going to sit back down onto those knees. You can stay here. Just try to really feel into that stretch, into that different position for the feet. Or option to come into a little engagement of your core by lifting the knees off and coming back down. Just do this a couple of times, really feeling into that balance work that's happening in the feet when you do that. 2 more times. And then slowly releasing the toes, coming all the way back up onto our knees, stacking the hips on top of the knees. Releasing your hands onto your lower back, rolling the shoulders back and open. Deep inhale here, and exhale, slowly start to shift. Push your hips a little bit forward and shift your gaze up towards the sky. Really feeling that opening here in the heart space. Slow breath here. Deep breath. Exhale, slowly look all the way back towards the front. Relax, you can roll your shoulders a little bit. I'm going to come into a second round, and this time we're going to tuck our toes. Deep inhale, we lengthen, really support your lower back here. Exhale, we push the hips a little bit forward, we try to find more length, and then we slowly come into our back bend here. Option to stay here. Option to maybe even release the hands down onto the heels, coming into full camel. Feeling that opening. Last breath here. Slowly take your hands back towards the lower back. Come all the way back up. Release the toes, open up the knees wide, come back down. First we sit. Deep breath and slow breath, and then we release down, child's pose one more time. From here, we're slowly going to take our knees in front of us, find our way onto our backs. Release the left leg all the way down towards the ground, right leg reaches up towards the sky. Make big circles with our ankles one last time. Maybe pointing and flexing the feet. And then bending that right knee, letting it come towards the right shoulder, maybe grabbing the ankle or grabbing the outside of your right foot. Allowing that knee to sink down here, coming into our half happy baby. From here, slowly coming back to center, grabbing the outside of our knee, coming into our twist. Try to keep both shoulders grounded here. Slow breath. All the way back to center. And transition towards the other side. Left leg reaches up, right leg releases down. Big circles with our ankle here. Changing directions. Flexing and pointing. And really feeling the feet here, feeling a difference, maybe from the beginning to the end of the class. Slowly bending that left knee, grabbing either the ankle the shin or the outside of your left foot, allowing the knee to drop down here, finding that length. Half happy baby pose. Exhale, come all the way back to center and let that knee sink towards the right side, coming into our twist. Last breath here. Deep breath. All the way back to center. Hug those knees tight towards the chest. Maybe even lift the head up. Squeeze everything tight. And with your next exhale, slowly release all the way down onto the ground. Come into your final pose, into your Savasana. Allow the feet to open. Allow the palms to face up towards the sky. Allow the full body to relax here. Allow the limbs to get heavy. Let them sink down into the ground. And in this Shavasana, we're going to go through a little body scan with a special attention on the feet. We're going to start with our right foot. Feeling every single one of your toes. Feeling the whole sole of the foot. Top of the foot. The ankle. And really feeling how that sole, how that whole foot is connected to the leg. How it's connected to the back of your body. Imagining those tendons starting the base of your foot, wandering all the way up like a plant, all the way up in your leg towards the back, the spine, the shoulders, the neck, to the top of your head. Slowly coming towards the left foot, feeling every single one of your toes, feeling the sole of the foot, top of the foot, the ankle. And once again, feeling that connection to that left leg, imagining like branches of a tree or like long leaves of a plant. They start at the bottom of your foot and they start to wander up the left leg, the lower back, upper back, through the spine, all the way up into the neck, shoulder, top of your head. Really having that imagery of that interconnectedness from the bottom of the feet all the way to the top of the head, feeling that by pulling certain strings you can relax the whole body, you can move the whole body. Just allowing yourself to be here in that moment with yourself. Slowly start to deepen that breath again. Maybe move your fingers, your toes. Maybe come into a little stretch here. Just do the movements that your body needs right now. And from here, slowly come to one side. You can keep your eyes closed if you like. Come all the way up into seated position. Feeling your body here. Take one more deep breath in with me together, reaching the palms up towards the sky. Exhale, take both hands in front of your heart. If you like, you can bow down towards yourself. Thank yourself. Maybe even bow all the way down towards the feet. Give thanks to those amazing feet of yours. Give them love. Show them love. And with that, I say thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for going through this experience with me today. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. And I hope to see you sometime soon. Namaste.